Hello, everyone. You're too close. It's like they waited for me to turn the damn camera on. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This past weekend, I hit 10,000. 10 is not a number. 10. I hit 10,000 subscribers and I am so thankful. Thank you so much. I feel like if I think about it for too long, I might have like an anxiety attack or something, because just because I make videos doesn't mean I'm like this social butterfly. Like, it's easy to talk to my camera by myself in the room. Anybody else? Anyway, I just want to say thank you, because like, who would have thought that my antisocial ass would have 10,000 followers on YouTube, and I really appreciate it, and I'm so glad. Like, honestly, I am such a like loner that it's almost like I created a place where I'm like forcing you guys to be my friends, but I didn't really force you. That means you guys want to be me. It doesn't matter. Did I force you? I hope not. Anyway, I'm glad that I created a space where a lot of people come together, and whether you believe it or you just come to hear a good creative story, I realize that a lot of people don't believe in the paranormal, which is totally fine. So if you come to my channel just to hear some crazy things that you might not believe in, that's cool too. But I appreciate you guys following me. I am so thankful. I love you guys so much. Today, I'm not gonna read your scary stories today. I'm going to be reading some other spooky, scary stories. There's from the Scary for Kids website. I get a lot of scary stories from there. So for the most part, when you guys ask me, where'd you get this story from? It's probably from that website, because they have a lot of good spooky stories. I have not read these, so I don't even know if they're creepy or like cheesy, but we're gonna find out together, okay? Can you guys see my mustache? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Guys, I got this. This is pajamas, by the way, so sorry, not sorry. I found this at Walmart, and it says cute but crazy, but cute. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link down below, because I'm not gonna put the stories on the screen. So if you do want to follow if you do want to follow along, and you don't understand what I'm saying, because some people sometimes make fun of my accent. I don't think I have one, but if you want to read along, the link for all the stories will be in the description below. So let's get started. Okay guys, so this first story is called The Old Television. A few years ago, in a small town in Spain, there was a married couple who had a 6-year-old boy. There was an old television in their son's bedroom, and every night when he went to bed, he would insist on covering it with a blanket. His parents noticed his odd behavior, and one day, out of curiosity, they asked him, "Son, why do you always cover the TV at night?" The boy gave them a strange look and replied cryptically, "Because that's how they get in." His parents were confused and just dismissed it as a childish superstition. One night, they went out to the theater and hired a babysitter to take care of the boy while they were away. After the play finished, the parents went to a bar for a drink and then returned home after midnight. To their surprise, they found the babysitter collapsed at the bottom of the stairs, crying hysterically. When they asked her what happened, she looked up at them with terror in her eyes and said, "They took him away." The parents ran upstairs, and when they went into the boy's room, they were horrified. Their son was nowhere to be found, and there was a trail of blood leading to the television. Y'all, am I gonna be scared of my damn TV too? Like, what else am I gonna be scared of? Damn. The next story is called How to Write a Good Story. There was a girl who liked to write scary stories. Oh shit, talking mushrooms. Am I gonna like this? Probably not. There was a girl who liked to write scary stories. She had a scary website where she would publish her stories so that people in her class could read them. One day, she made up a story and published it on her website, claiming it was a true story. The story went like this. There was a park, and if you went there, you would see a boy always playing on his own. He would say to you, "Let's play together." If you answered yes, you would be killed, but if you answered no, you could go home safe. The story quickly spread among people in her school who read her blog. One day, the girl actually went to the park she described in her story and saw a boy playing there. The boy said to her, "Let's play together." The girl thought nothing of it and casually replied, "Yes." And the girl died. What? 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 Okay, this next story is called The Fatal Accident, or Which is Which. There was a 20-year-old girl who lived with her boyfriend. Their life together was a perfect ideal, and they both hoped that nothing would happen to change it. Each time they embraced, she told her boyfriend that she could not live without him. He assured her that he felt the same way. They were madly in love. One Saturday night, as every Saturday night, they went out to the nightclub to celebrate the birthday of a friend. While they were there, they drank way too much alcohol. They returned home very late and eager to go to bed. They took a shortcut and drove at a high speed. The next morning, they woke up. They both felt that something about their relationship had changed. Their mutual understanding was somehow different. They no longer spoke, no longer touched, no longer kissed. In short, they almost completely ignored each other. That evening, they both found themselves watching TV together. The news came on and there was a story about a fatal accident that had happened the night before. The newsreader said that one of the victims had died and one had survived. When the picture of the two victims flashed up on the screen, the girl and her boyfriend were horrified. They were staring at their own faces. The most horrifying thing was that there was one question that remained unanswered. Which one of them was the ghost? I have no words for this. What the Okay, after being traumatized by Okay, after being traumatized by Okay, after being traumatized by I guess I really was traumatized by that last one. This next story is called Have You Seen My Son? I don't know if I'm gonna like this one. Have you seen my son? The frantic mother asked. The old man who lived next door shook his head. The mother knocked on every door on the street. Have you seen my son? She asked over and over. None of her neighbors had seen the boy. No one knows where he is. The mother went to the police station and asked the officer behind the desk, Have you seen my son? The police organized a search for the missing boy. They got a recent photo of him from his mother and circulated it. They made announcements on the television and radio asking for information. They searched houses, poked through alleys, combed fields, and dredged rivers, but there was no sign of the child. Every morning, the mother left her house and put up posters all over the town. Each one had a picture of a little boy on it and captioned below, Have you seen my son? Once a week, the mother would go down to the police station and ask the officer at the desk, Have you seen my son? Each time the officer would sigh, shake his head sadly, and say, I'm sorry, ma'am, not yet. Each time the mother walked home with a smile on her face. They would never find her son. She had hidden his body very well. These stories are really messing with my mind. I cannot. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. What? What the frick? I feel bad for this lady. I was like, oh my god, my heart. She couldn't find her. This is why you can't trust people, man. Damn. What the heck? What? That last story, no. Okay. This next story is called Camping in the Forest. There were 4 friends, 2 boys and 2 girls, who decided to go camping in the forest. When they got to the campground, which is near a highway rest stop, they unloaded their camping gear and set up their tents. After singing some songs and telling some scary stories around the campfire, they were feeling tired and went to sleep. In the middle of the night, one of the girls woke up and wanted to go to the bathroom. The horror stories they had been telling around the campfire made her too scared to go to the toilet in the woods. Instead, she decided that it would be safer to walk back to the rest stop on the highway and use the public toilet there. An hour later, when the girl still hadn't returned, her friends became worried. Another hour passed with no sign of her coming back. Her friends decided to go look for her. When they got to the rest stop, they opened the toilet door and screamed in horror. The girl was sitting there, on the toilet, with her jeans around her ankles and a wooden stake impaled through her belly. Oh. The curious incident of the woman in the nighttime. Okay. A young man moved into an apartment building in a quiet city suburb. The first night he slept in his new apartment, he was awakened at about 1 o'clock in the morning by a knock on his door. When he got up and answered the door, he found a young woman standing there. She apologized for waking him and told him that she was her neighbor. Her husband had beaten her up, and she asked if she could spend the night on the sofa. She promised that she would get up early the next morning and call her family to pick her up. The man nodded politely and agreed to let her stay. Although it seemed strange to him, he got her settled comfortably on the sofa and went back to bed. The next morning, as soon as he got up, he discovered that the living room was empty and the woman had already left. He assumed that her family had probably come to pick her up and she was now safe. That night, at the same time as before, there was a knock on the door. It was the same young woman. She told them that her husband had beaten her up again and asked if she could spend another night in the sofa. The next morning, he woke up to find she had disappeared again. The man grew suspicious and asked the landlord of the apartment building about this strange neighbor. The landlord's face grew pale and he said that the apartment beside him was unoccupied. He said the woman who lived there had died 1 year before after being beaten to death by her husband. Oh my gosh, and the fact that her spirit just seems to just relive that over and over, what? Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. It's just, that's horrible. Okay guys, this next story is called The Bouncing Ball. There was a babysitter who was hired to care for a little girl. That night, after the parents left, the babysitter allowed the girl to watch a horror movie on television. Halfway through the movie, the little girl said she wanted to go to the toilet, but she was too scared to go on her own. The babysitter didn't want to miss the movie, so she came up with a solution. She gave the girl a rubber ball and told her to keep bouncing it while she was in the toilet. That way, the babysitter would know she was okay. The little girl did as she was told, and the babysitter listened to her high-pitched voice singing, "Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy." Half an hour later, the babysitter started to wonder why the little girl hadn't come back. She still heard the singing coming from the toilet, "Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy." But now the little girl's voice sounded deeper. The babysitter reluctantly got off the sofa and went to check if everything was okay. Not me. That would not be me. When she opened the bathroom door, the babysitter was horrified to find a mental patient sitting on the floor, bouncing the little girl's head on the ground and singing, "Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy." I just want to say I am so sorry if these are a little too graphic, because I didn't know they were gonna be super realistic, not ghosty kind. But I feel like this almost scares me more than ghost stories, because I feel like this could happen. A mental patient could escape a facility and could come into someone's unlocked home, and that scares me more than ghost stories. Not that ghosts would not scare me. Definitely don't do it. But I'm just saying, real things like that I feel scare me more. Okay guys, I read this next story on my TikTok, but I know that some of you guys do not have a TikTok, so I'm gonna read it again because it's messed up and I need y'all to hear this. This story is called The Boy on Mountain Road. A married couple were driving down a mountain road one night. Suddenly, they saw a young boy step out in front of the car. The husband slammed on the brakes and the car skidded to a halt. When he looked up, the child had disappeared. Looking outside, the couple realized that the car was perched on the edge of a cliff. If the husband hadn't slammed on the brakes at the exact moment, they would have driven over the edge of a cliff and fallen to their deaths on the rocks below. For a few seconds, they sat in shocked silence. Then the wife said, "The little boy saved us. He must have been a good spirit sent to warn us." There was a few more seconds of silence, and then the couple heard a child's voice behind them angrily hiss, "You were supposed to die." I can't. Did I just burp? Okay, comment down below and tell me if I'm not alone, but I feel like when I watch a scary movie, there could be adults possessed or whatever, not that scary, but when it's a child, When there's like a little kid being like climbing on the walls, that scares me more than anything. What scares you guys more in horror movies? Comment down below. Okay guys, this next story is called The Finger in the Box. One night I had a very strange dream. I was in my house and I heard the doorbell ring. When I answered the door, there was nobody there. All I found was a small box sitting on the doorstep. When I opened the box, I was shocked to discover a finger inside. A severed human finger. Then I woke up in a cold sweat. A few days ago, I was unclogging the kitchen sink. Something had fallen down the drain, and when I reached inside to pull it out, the garbage disposal suddenly came on. I felt a sharp, intense pain, and when I pulled out my hand, my finger was missing. It had been cut off. I spent the night in the hospital. They told me they couldn't reattach my finger. Instead, they just sewed up the wound and bandaged it. Last night, I had another strange dream. There was another box sitting on the doorstep. This time, when I opened it, I found a human heart inside. You need to stop opening those boxes. You already opened one. It was a finger, you lost the finger. You see another box, don't open that box. Don't open that box, man. What? The next story is called A Visitor in the Night. Okay. There was a young boy who lived with his parents. Their house was in a bad neighborhood and there was a lot of crime in that area. One night, while he was laying in bed, unable to sleep, the boy thought he heard a scratching noise. He couldn't figure out where it was coming from. He went into his parents' bedroom and woke them up. When they asked him what was wrong, he complained that he wasn't able to go to sleep because there was a strange scratching noise coming from his room. His mother told him he was just being childish and ordered him to go back to bed. I hate parents. I hate when they do that. Like, what? Can I just sleep with you? Like, I'll sleep on the floor. Later that night, he was awakened by the mysterious scratching sounds. He still couldn't work out exactly where the sounds were coming from. Not wanting to wake his parents again, he tried to ignore it. Suddenly, he felt a sharp pain in his back. He cried out in pain and jumped out of bed. Returning to his parents' bedroom again, he woke them up and told them that he had been bitten by a bedbug. His father got up and accompanied the boy back to his bedroom. When they turned on the bedroom light, they saw that his bedroom window was standing open. The father inspected the bed and discovered a small hole in the sheets. Some of the mattress stuffing was coming through. They assumed that a spring in the mattress must have broken and poked out. The father flipped over the mattress and was horrified to find a knife sticking through the other side. There was mud and dirt under the bed, exactly where someone's shoe would be. Opening the window and looking outside, they were shocked to discover fresh footprints in the mud leading away from the window. And this is why you believe your children and go to their rooms and investigate, because, geez, again, very real things that could happen. This isn't like a ghost story where it's like, oh, that may not have happened. But no, there could be somebody under my bed right now and I wouldn't even know it. Hopefully not. I think I just scared myself. Okay guys, so that was all the stories that I had for today. Let me know if you like them. Let me know if you don't like them. Again, I'm going to be linking all the stories on the description of this video. Please tell me if you like these kind of videos so I can keep doing them. I can also just go back to reading from that book and reading your scary stories, but I think maybe we should add something different to the mix, which is why I wanted to add these kind of stories. So let me know if you like them. Let me know if you don't like them. Give me your opinion. I want it. Okay, if you guys have made it this far, what do we put? What? Rainbow? Put any kind of rainbow emoji that you can here, okay? Here, they can't put it in your video, Letty. Okay, put it in the comments. Anybody else have conversations with themselves and then answer each other and sound like a crazy person? 'Cause same. Anyway, I love you guys so much. And again, thank you for 10,000 followers. That is insane. I love you. I love you. I love you. I hope you guys had a great weekend. And I'll see you next weekend, I guess. Bye. Love you.